Hi, I'm Ms. Bozak and I'm teaching social studies. I'm so excited that Ms. McCona is letting me teach you guys about maps this week because I love maps. I use maps all the time because I love to go on adventures. And I'm sure that you and your family use maps a lot as well. So today in social studies, I'm going to review different parts of a map with you. Then we're going to explore a map together that I used. And last, you're going to use a map by yourself to answer some questions in your Google Slides. So let's get started. You know a map is a picture of a place from above, and that could be a photograph, like a satellite image that'll show you exactly what you would see if you were in the sky, like in an airplane. But maps can also be drawings of places. A drawing won't have every single detail like a photograph will, but it will tell you the important parts of the map and what you might need to use. So for example, if I was going to the Nelson Atkins Art Museum, I would not want to use a satellite image of the art museum because that would just show me the roof of the building. I want to use this drawing map that shows the different rooms and the different levels, so that way I can explore and know where each exhibit is. But if I wanted to show you guys mountains and lakes, then a satellite image would be a great thing to show you. So recently, I came back from a trip to Death Valley National Park. If we look at this map of the United States, we can see that Kansas City is here, and that Death Valley National Park, which is in California, is over here. Looking at our compass rose, we can see that Death Valley is west of Kansas City. And we know that because the compass rose shows us north, east, south, and west. It's really important to have a compass rose because if you're not sure what direction the map is showing you and you're not sure what direction you're facing, you could be going the exact wrong direction, and that could be really scary depending on what the map is used for. When I went to Death Valley National Park, I went to a few different places. And do you think it would make sense for me to use this big map of the United States to just explore Death Valley? No, so I used a different map. I used a map of the national park, and it shows me the different roads in different places that I might want to visit. Death Valley National Park is a desert. It is about the size of Connecticut, which is a state. And because it is so big and vast and it's a desert, not a lot of people live around it. So there's no cell phone service, which was really scary for me because I expected to be able to use Google Maps and just use my phone to explore and get to where I needed to go. But unfortunately, that didn't work. So I had a paper map that I had to use. And when we look at this paper map, I'm going to show you a few different places that I visited, and then you're going to get to answer some questions about it. So really make sure you're paying attention. To get to Death Valley National Park, first, I started on the east side and I drove to the Mesquite Sand Dunes. Now these sand dunes are really cool because they really make you feel like you're in the desert. You're exploring sand, and it's not in a lot of places that sand dunes actually exist outside of like beaches. After I left the sand dunes, I went to Badwater Basin, which is the lowest point in North America at about 214 feet below sea level. It's really cool salt flats and just looks really wild and like it really shouldn't exist on Earth. And then after I went to Badwater Basin, I stopped at the gift shop in Furnace Creek so I could get a snow globe of the experience. And after that, I was really tired, so I went back to my hotel so I could get a good night's sleep. I talked about 4 different places that I visited. I talked about Mesquite Sand Dunes, Badwater Basin, Furnace Creek, and my hotel. And I labeled these on your map as well in very obvious places. I also made the compass rose bigger and more obvious so that you can use it. Today in social studies, you are going to use this map to answer a few questions about which direction I am going whenever I'm going to these different places. I'm really excited to have you explore this map with me.